it's not okay. We want to know. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord. In a heartbeat, you were gone. Ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, so unfair. You left me there. Choose the 9:35 from Paris, left with just her aroma from my standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret. And it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good Monday and that you had a good weekend as well. So, the report from England today is that it's still really hot and we're still in this fourth heat wave. And yesterday it was 35 degrees Celsius, and then I think today was around about 30 degrees Celsius, that kind of ballpark. So yeah, we have the air conditioning on again, and yeah, thankfully things are relatively cool in this room. But yeah, it seems like this has been the hottest summer. Actually, technically, it has been the hottest 2 months. So, that would have been June and July. The hottest 2 months ever since people have been recording what the temperatures have been in those months. So, yeah, it's a bit weird to have so much heating going on over such a short period of time. Because sometimes you say, oh, well, we had the hottest week this week, or of the month ever, but it's been literally the 2 hottest months ever. So I'm sure people in the UK can certainly attest to that, because it has been really, really hot. It's been too hot to do anything. So people that are hoping for a hot summer, I think everyone wants it maybe about 25 degrees, even a little bit less than that when we start getting into 30 degrees plus. Yeah, it is crazy. But anyway, hello to you guys in the live chat room. In there we have Pamela and Kevin, Kim, Cindy, Bob, Journey Girl, D9J, who says Phil's hair is getting long. That is indeed correct. And I have a haircut in 2 days' time. So, yeah, we're just having to try and style out this centre parting thing, which I'm not a huge fan of. But in a couple of days, hopefully that'll be sorted out. But yeah, hello to all you guys in there. Ro as well, as move through too quickly. Bella, Pam K36, and it's either X-Plan or X-Pian. It's always moving too quickly for me to be able to see that clearly. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Let me get up on screen the names of my patrons, because they make this all possible in the first place. And you guys know who you are. They make everything that I do possible. As I always say, they are the foundation of not only my channel, but just everything. So yeah, the only reason that I'm live streaming is because of these people at the bottom of the screen. And yeah, they've allowed me to do the Authentic Vocal side project as well, which yeah, by the way, you can check out at official Authentic Vocal if you want to head over there and subscribe to that particular channel, where you'll only find, genuine performances. I say genuine, not post-pitch corrected, auto-tuned, not AI, not lip-syncing or miming. So yeah, you can head over there. And I mean, it's positive over there because I think we're approaching maybe 8,000 subscribers, which yeah, is great considering how I always say we're very much swimming against the tide with that particular YouTube channel. But I think the last video was pushed out there a little bit more than normal, which is great. So we'll see what happens in the future. Talking about videos getting pushed out there, but I don't know, it's not necessarily really getting pushed out there. I think it's just people being notified that there's a new video that's been released. But the video that we had on Sunday, so what's that? Oh, it's just over a couple of days ago now. Almost exactly 2 days ago, we had a video on Rod Stewart, and that video I think has had just over 160,000 views. I checked just before the live stream because I have been watching it, because I think it was maybe overnight it had 40 or 50,000 views. I don't know. And sometimes that happens where there's a particular video that a lot of people watch, which is great, and it is good that people find it interesting. Obviously, there are some comments that come in that aren't necessarily that positive, but it's always, and I don't think we'll have a troll corner today because we had one on Saturday and went on for quite a while. But yeah, it's like somebody saying that they're a professional editor, and what 90% of YouTube content creators need is an editor, because you're saying in like 19 minutes what you could say in 5 minutes. But then I pointed out that when you do videos like mine, I'm not talking for any other channels, when you do videos like mine, I always do the same thing because I've got to cover myself from a legal perspective. And this is something that if you're just watching something and maybe a performance, a live performance, and if you're watching it and then you're saying, oh, I love this is really good, please like and subscribe and I'll see you at the next video. If you're doing that, then yeah, there's not that much chance that the people who own that song or own the video will look at it and think, hang on, I'm going to take you to court for libel because what you're saying there is not true, because you haven't really said anything other than, I like this, oh, I love that, I love the way they did that, and oh wow, that was amazing. There's no need to take anybody to court for saying that. Whereas when you're highlighting a tour, for example, that might have made close to $200 million, and then you're pointing out that actually when it says live, it's not live, that's the kind of thing that could draw attention, and it has drawn attention. And Yes, somebody commented on the recent Eagles video, and they said, "Oh, yeah." People always say this. Oh, why are you making this video just because you're jealous and you want to, pull people down, off the pedestal, and just because you've never been popular, and somebody said, and Don Henley doesn't even know who you are. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. All I can say is that I know that the legal team know who I am, and I know... I don't know. I mean, maybe I can just go that far. All I can say is I know that after a video that I did on Desperado, or one of their performances where I was pointing out lip syncing and miming, that a few months after it might have been, I don't know, probably about a few months after my video that went viral, and it got shared and maybe quoted and shown on other channels. So people were showing my video on their channel when they were talking about Eagles and the fact that it's now been proven that it's a lip synced or mimed performance that I was looking at, which was Desperado. And yeah, a few months after that, then their version of Desperado changed from the one that they had been using for I don't know how many years it was, but you have to go back to my analysis video, but they'd been using the same recording for years. Then I do a video and it went viral, and then a few months later, now when I listened to that song and was sent a link to their live performance, they've now changed the song. And they've changed, or they did change, all the bits that I highlighted that were overlapping, that you could tell it's the same audio. So, yeah. Now, when somebody says, oh, he doesn't even know who you are. Oh, I'm not sure about that. But, it is what it is. And anyway, back to the whole editing thing. Because when you're doing videos like that, you can't just kind of glaze over it and say, oh, and by the way, this is all lip synced and mimed, and here's a graph, and please like and subscribe. Because people will say, well, what? I don't understand the graph. What does it mean? What are these lines? How is this proof? How do we cross-reference it? How do we know that you're telling the truth? You've got to explain all of that. So that's why it takes a while to get through all of that, not only to make the videos more understandable for people that might not know about singing and pitch and what the voice can and can't do, but it is for presenting everything objective, making it factual, cross-referenceable, so that if somebody were to check it out and say, right, is this person lying? Let me check, isolate vocals, run it through pitch monitoring software. Oh, I'm getting exactly the same graphs. So we have got lines going over the top of lines. So that's the reason for including so much. And really, I mean, I always present enough data that's absolutely, conclusive as to anything that it's pointing out, whether it's pointing out one thing or whether it's pointing out another thing, which might be that it's a totally live performance. It is always random as to what it's going to be. And yeah, it's always just a request that somebody sent in for me to check out. So that's what I've done. And that's what I did with the Rod Stewart video as well. And yeah, if you haven't seen that, you can check it out if you want to. But yes, let me get the other stuff up on screen, because we are tonight going to be aiming for, I don't know if Joe's in the house in the live chat room, but we're aiming for Phil Jan number 341. And I don't know whether this is going to be the same track we had last time, because last time we lost connection like halfway through, and then it came on again towards the end of the jam. So we're aiming for 335 likes, and I've kept that the same. I don't know whether the backing track is going to be the same or not, so I'll keep an eye on that live chat room just to check. If Joe does kind of pop in there, he can let me know. So yeah, 335 is what we are aiming for tonight, and let's see where we are at 212. So that means we are looking for 123 more people to hit the thumbs up. That's what my brain has told me, and that's the number that I'm going with. So Kevin says, bet the Eagles did see that first analysis, thought long and deep, damn, we can't block him. So, yeah. And, yeah, I don't know whether I've gone into too many details about that first video. But, yeah, all I can say is that I know that at least the legal team that deal with Eagles have absolutely definitely seen my video, are definitely without doubt aware of it. So but that is kind of the point, that it shows that as heavy-handed as some people might be with, you know, publishing rights or copyright and, you know, fair use and fair dealings here in the UK is what it's called, if you present everything objectively and it is just exactly what it is and you can cross-reference the videos, then yeah, it's not really somebody making up something that could be damaging. It's somebody saying what it is. And you've got different points of view where people think, well, if I'm paying for a ticket, I want to know what it is that I'm paying for. And in music, that's not really something that you are, you know, afforded the luxury of knowing what you're paying for. So we won't even get started on the dynamic pricing, which, by the way, this in the news here in the UK recently, dynamic pricing is now being applied to parking your car. So if somebody else wants a parking space, the price goes up. If 3 or 4 people want that parking space, the price goes up. So I don't know how this is even legal. It is, because Oasis, who got back together and had a very popular tour, they had the dynamic pricing, and of course they said, oh, we didn't know that they were doing that. You know, we didn't know how they were selling tickets for our own show, which I don't understand any artist that wouldn't know what's going on with their own tickets. But regardless, if more people want the ticket, it means it gets more expensive with time, and as everyone's added effectively to the queue. But back to the point of just knowing that something's live. People don't get to know that, unfortunately, until they watch the show, and they might see that the singer wasn't opening his mouth when he should have been, his or her mouth when they should have been, and the vocal still came out, or they might not have even been near the microphone. That happened in a recent video that we looked at with Wasp. And at that point, you can't get your money back because you're there. And you think, oh, but hang on, it says live. Well, how can it say live? Because they are, I mean, it should say alive. So that the people on stage are alive, but it's not necessarily going to be live. So anyway, hopefully in the future, this is where my side project Authentic Vocal comes in, because I'm hoping that it's going to be more than just a place where we can see great live performances that have been recorded and uploaded to YouTube, and hopefully in the future maybe we'll just have some special Authentic Vocal performances. But I hope in the future that it'll be rolled out to, I don't know, there's going to be more application for it, so that if people are buying a ticket, then they can look for the logo to know that it is going to be a totally live show. Or if they're seeing something on TV and there can be a logo on the screen to let you know, oh, this is actually happening, they're doing this, the singer's actually singing. That would be great. But I'm going to try and kind of do what I can to push it out there a little bit more in the future. And it's just something that we have to keep our eyes on. But the good thing is that the more people that watch the YouTube channel, the better, and it gets word around a little bit more. But we'll see what we can do with it in other realms outside of the YouTube channel. I'm always kind of thinking of things that I can get the ball rolling with for Authentic Vocal. But alright, Mo says, have you wanna post analysis videos on Supertramp in your Authentic Vocal channel also? So with the previous videos that I've done on this channel, if they are authentic vocals, live performances, then yeah, I am periodically adding those to the YouTube channel over on @official authentic vocal. But we also have performances over there that are, you know, from BBC Introducing as well, so you can check those out if you want to. So anyway, we have to get up on screen as well the donations tab, because as I always say, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. But I think, oh, that's from, look at that PayPal donations box that's just appeared. That's probably from about 2022 or 21. I don't know, maybe even before that. That's the new one that I made. I should probably delete that other button. So anyway, because it also says the same thing on it. It just says, you know, PayPal donations. So for donations, you don't have to, but if you do donate, I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. So there we go. I think that's everything up on screen now, and we're now at, what, 254 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up, and yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe bust out the guitar a little bit later and have a jam. For tonight's cover video, it's between Iris and Johnny Be Good. So I almost said Back to the Future there, but it's the Johnny Be Good version, the Back to the Future version of Johnny Be Good. So that's why my brain was almost saying Back to the Future, because it had everything the wrong way round. Anyway, we will jump into the donations very quickly, just in the Super Chat window first. And Paul donated $5.34. We all know, might not know, what that refers to. So the message is, hooray, 534,000, most excellent. Please spike the lights. Peace, love, and rock. So thank you for that, Paul. I was just checking that that was going to pop up, which it has done. Oh, can we get a double thumbs up fireworks show? We can do. So thank you everyone for subscribing, and yeah, hitting the notification bell and all that cool stuff. 534,000 subscribers is amazing. So we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up, but certainly it's a nice number to have. Just as an audience that might be watching a few videos now and again. So yeah, thank you everyone for subscribing, but tuning into these live streams as well. And you guys in the catch-up crew, hello to you watching in the future as well. And yeah, you can still hit the thumbs up if you're watching in the future. Every thumbs up really does help. And yeah, let me get rid of that, and maybe the cheering that's going on that I can never hear. So yeah, what is interesting with the comments that people make is how somebody will make a comment, and then somebody else will make a comment, maybe arguing against the first comment, and then somebody else will now argue against the next comment. And this generally happens when somebody is saying, oh, you know, I really like the analysis video, and it's great to be objective, and everyone knows, you know, what the score is, and there's nothing wrong with somebody doing this or doing that. And then somebody will comment saying something like, it's not true, the person's lying, this person's never used this or that performing live. Even though what I'm pointing out in my video is absolutely fact. It's factually correct. So there's no question about it. So then somebody else will reply basically saying that. And then there'll just be this one person that's arguing against then lots of people. And sometimes there can be like 30 or 40 or 50 replies, because this person just goes off on one, not realizing what the data is that we're looking at. So yeah, sometimes that happens where, yeah, there are so many replies just under one comment. It gets a little bit crazy. But yeah, I guess that's I was going to say that's what a discussion is. That's what a debate is. But yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, people, when they think that their artist is being insulted, which isn't the case, but they see that as maybe the case because I'm pointing out tuning, but it's just a fact. They get very defensive, and yeah, sometimes can start calling people names. I think as soon as you mention any derogatory term or call somebody a name in terms of a discussion, you lose. You have lost that discussion because you have needed to use words that aren't relevant to the point that you're making, because the point that you're making should disprove the point that has been brought up in the first place. So in order to explain your point, to do it, concisely and succinctly, you don't have any space for other words because you're proving your point. If you now have to use words that are calling names or calling somebody names, it means that you've lost that discussion, especially if the other person hasn't done that, because all you're doing is trying to get to what would be an objective truth. And more often than not, it's somebody with an opinion that thinks that the opinion is evidence. It's not. You've got to supply, and that's what I've said about my videos, that if you're going to say that what I'm saying is untrue, you have to prove it wrong. You have to say, oh, well, here's the data that proves what you're saying is wrong. And that's the problem, especially when you're relying on objective data. The data can't be wrong because I didn't make it. The person singing made it. They made the data. So it literally can't be manipulated or, edited to make it appear a particular way. It is what it was, and it is what it is. So, it's always a bit of a shame when people don't necessarily understand that. But anyway, Timothy Rocks has donated $4.99. Thank you for that. And that is a straight up donation. Xplan or Xpian says, I'm between, was that OAP and death, and I got 2 minutes of, what is that, loading on Saturday maybe? I'm hoping you could grant me a wish and give us a Phil Jam, regardless of the numbers. Oh, cheaper that sending me to Disneyland. I'm not entirely sure what that was all about, but if we hit the target, let's get that up on screen, and I can see already that it's going to appear as 288. So we are getting there. We might not have to panic too much, but we always need a little bit of a stream of thumbs up to gradually work our way towards 335. We did hit that target on Saturday. We must have had that. Okay, so Kevin says buffering. I don't know if it is buffering on my screen. It's all fine, and the feed is fine as well. So hopefully it isn't buffering, but maybe that's what the circle was referring to. Right, 290 likes. So that's now 45 more people. We might be able to do it tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We did do it on Saturday. We're hoping to do it tonight, and it might be the same Phil Jam. I don't know if it is, and I don't know if Joe's in the house to confirm or deny that. And those of you that have a good memory, you might be able to tell when it starts playing if it's the same. I don't think I will be able to tell it's the same because every time I do a Phil Jam, I never remember what they were. I never know what they sounded like. So not that Joe is, but he could probably just send me the link to one that I've already done before, and I won't recognise it, and I just play over the top of it. So Cindy says no, it's not buffering now. All good. So we are live again. Now let me jump into the PayPal window because we had a few donations in there. First of all, I think at the end of the last live stream, I said that this donation looked like it came through the website, but it didn't. This was a £19 donation from M. So thank you for that. I thought I'd just address that at the beginning of this live stream, I say the beginning of the PayPal donations. Right, let me skip over to the next one because Chuck has donated £2. Thank you for that, Chuck. Straight up donation. And Cindy's donated £25, so thank you for that. And the message is, did you ever have a situation in your guitar teaching when a student asked you to teach them something that you weren't able to do, like a style of playing that you weren't really comfortable with? If so, were you still able to work through it, or did you have to just say no? So thank you for that. And well, throughout my teaching career, maybe I was just lucky, but I never had to say to somebody no. We're not going to do that, or we can't do that. And I mean, there were times when I would have, this probably only happened maybe 2 or 3 times. So yeah, it's a rare thing. But there'd be somebody that comes in who is, you might have been playing for quite a long time, and we've been kind of, doing lots of different, techniques, and in this particular case, fingerstyle. And this player, or it goes for different pieces, but this particular person I'm thinking about is probably only about 15, and he wanted to learn a particular fingerstyle piece, which I could teach him to begin with what we need to learn. And obviously when somebody says, oh, I want to learn this, then I've got that for the next lesson, and generally they're going to be having a lesson a week. So it means that in the first lesson I can start to teach him the chords and what we're going to be changing from and to, and then over the next week, I'll obviously listen to it and figure out the patterns with the right hand. And when it is a more technical piece, and what I would class as a show-off piece on YouTube, so it's somebody playing something that is technically impressive, then I sit down, and over that week, I'll just kind of spend a little bit of time on it, usually, I don't know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes every day, just getting familiar with it so that I can at least teach a particular section and just have that section down. Now, when I'm saying about having that section down, I'm talking about having it down to a place where you can teach somebody, because a huge part of playing the guitar is, first of all, getting the technique down, and then it's repeating that technique over and over and over and over, and you get the idea. So that, like, when you learn to play fast, for example, alternate picking, you just do that really slowly and build it up, day on day, week on week, month on month, year on year, doing the same thing. So that's it, that once you've figured out the whole piece and you can play it through, and you might have, section by section, then you work at piecing it all together so that you can now perform it from beginning to end. But I never needed to do that, because all I needed to do was get down each section at a time and teach the person how to do it, and then say, look, now that you can play it all the way through, and it might only be 40% speed or 30% speed, then I would say to them, you've got all the technique that you need, now it's just repeating it to get it faster. And this is basically all that happens with very impressive technical videos on YouTube. The person has just gradually sped that up over weeks and months and potentially years to get it to an impressive speed. But it just takes a lot of patience, dedication, and it's got to be something that you are pursuing, because you think, right, I want to upload this to YouTube in like a year's time, and I want to make it impressive, so I'm going to keep on practicing it. So when you have a kind of show-off piece, that's all it is, really. Just practicing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So that's something that, for me, it didn't really appeal that much to kind of have a show-off piece or show-off pieces. So yeah, I made the decision artistically that, yeah, obviously teaching, That was my job, so I had to learn things that I wouldn't have spent time on if I had the choice to do it. But then away from teaching, I decided to, first of all, sing. That I wanted to learn how to sing, and that was more important to me personally than learning to do something that's technically impressive and fast. Because I thought, well, I'm happy with my guitar playing where it is. I don't feel the need to speed up what I can do even more, and then start, arpeggiating chords and getting into styles of playing that I know I wouldn't use in my own music. I'd rather be able to sing so that now I can have a vocal on my music. Of course, now with AI, you don't need to do that anymore. You can just type in what you want. But even still, you can try and sing and you can't really sing. And then AI will make a voice out of your rough voice. It will try and kind of guess what you were trying to do. So, but that's a whole nother discussion about AI. But, so thankfully I never had that. But I think when you're teaching guitar, like flamenco, for example, I mean there are techniques there that I haven't really worked at all. So when teaching somebody, you just have to outline the technique for them, and then if they want to do it, then they spend the time at just building up that technique. Guitar, as with anything in life, is just knowing the technique first and then gradually making it more efficient, speeding it up. So, let's say, for example, that you play golf and you want to have a decent swing. When you first start out, you don't just try and, well, some people probably do. They try and smack the ball as hard as possible, and then they realize, oh, hang on, that's not working. You either miss the ball completely, or if you do hit the ball, it goes nowhere near where you want it to. So you then slow down the technique and try and follow the path of the club, and then you come down so that you do hit the ball. Because nobody's ever swung the club as hard as they can every time that they've tried to hit a golf ball and have improved. That's never happened. It's always the opposite. They try and do it and realize, oh, this is going to take another approach. I'm going to have to look at different elements here, slow down, and get down to hitting the ball consistently every time. So yes, and it's the same with every single skill in life, that you have to slow it down and gradually work through it. So that's why you could go to an instructor who can show you all the places that you need to hit with your swing, and then gradually build it up, go through very slowly. Exactly the same with the guitar. You just have the right technique with your left hand and your right hand, and then you work through it slowly, make sure that it sounds clean, and that ideally play on a clean tone so that you're building up reliable technique, and then gradually speed it up, build that muscle memory in exactly the same way that you do swinging a golf club. You build up muscle memory so that you're hitting the same positions time after time, and then hopefully not smacking it into the trees all the time. But that will still happen because golf is such a technical exercise that because you're hitting a tiny little ball with a club, and there's so many muscle groups that are involved in its execution, the movement. So you're doing all of this body movement for hitting a tiny ball and hitting the club perfectly straight as you're going through, but then also not having any direction going up or down, you're slicing or hooking the ball. Very complicated. But like I said, it's the same for every skill, really. Of course, you've got people who have more of a natural propensity for either sports or playing a musical instrument, but it's still the same process. It's still going to take slowing it down. Somebody hasn't suddenly picked up a guitar in their first lesson and they're now tapping like Eddie Van Halen, but because it's just a natural ability. And I don't think that happens to anyone. But even with other sports, that they might have a natural propensity for it, but they're not amazing instantly. They do something, think, oh well, that's quite good, but it wasn't the best in the world just by doing it. Like you might have a 4 or 5 year old kid who just can hit the ball, and you think, oh well, that's impressive, that's good, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean the next week they're going to go and be on the PGA Tour. And now there's a 5-year-old kicking around who's winning competitions. It doesn't work that way, for obvious reasons, because the 5-year-old can't hit it 300 yards on the drive. But anyway, let's move on with that. And for those people interested, my golf journey has been on hold for 5 years, I think it is now. It's getting close to 5 years because of a problem that I've got with my ligament and tendon, which take ages to heal. And I had a scan probably about 3 years ago, and he said, okay, it's going to take a long time, but it will eventually heal. So it's like, oh great, but it is a long time. But anyway, I did actually hit, and I had a bit of a false start with this probably 4 or 5 months ago, where I thought, right, rehab's going quite well, I'm going to go and hit a few golf balls. So I did that, the driving range, and then the next week I went to hit the golf balls again, and then it kind of set me back. So that was kind of too aggravating. So then I had another 4 or 5 months of rehab again. So I've been going through that, and then yesterday I hit 25 golf balls at the driving range, and now I have to wait and see what happens, because today I have some aching. And this is the annoying thing, that when you have an injury like the one that I've got, you don't feel it when you're actually there hitting golf balls, and you think, oh well, this is great. And by the way, that's kind of the first time I think properly that's happened, that I haven't felt it when doing the golf swing. So that's great. It means that it is gradually recovering, but the only problem is that you only know how much is too much the next day, and maybe the next day or 48 hours after you've done the activity. So now, I'm waiting to see if the aching now progresses to even more aching, or hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that it's aching to the point where over the next couple of days it then returns back to normal, because that will be the quickest recovery I've had. And then I get back to maybe hitting some golf balls again on Monday, and obviously doing the rehab and see how that goes. So fingers crossed. We will see, but it would be nice to actually get out there and get a bit of fresh air. It's too, ironically, if I could play golf, it's too hot at the moment. It's like 30 plus degrees, so you die of dehydration. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that it's just going to be like a couple of days, a few days, and if it does recover, then that'll be a very positive sign. But we will see. But the good thing is, it's not a sharp pain. It is kind of a dull ache. I guess it does feel like when you've worked a muscle and then you stretch that muscle and you kind of get that aching feeling. So anyway, let's get back to these donations in the PayPal window, and it's Lisa W's donated £10.70, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, congratulations on 534,000 subscribers, so thank you for that, Lisa W. And Connie's donated £20, thank you for that, Connie. Just going to scroll down. And the message is, hi Phil, do you have experience with the indoor golf? If so, did you enjoy it? Keep rocking, Connie. No, I've never played indoor golf. I mean, you need quite a big place to play golf indoors. I have seen somewhere, was it indoors or not? But there's a golf course that is lit up at night time, like with floodlights, like a whole golf course. I don't know where it was. It's in somewhere like Japan or China or something. But I thought, well, that's impressive. I mean, the electricity bill must be quite expensive. But if you've got people paying the green fees, then it doesn't really matter. But thank you for that, Connie. No, never played golf indoors. If I did, I mean, it'd be potentially smashing windows. But Karen's donated £3.57 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, greetings from beautiful California, Phil. Speaking of practicing, did Glenn Campbell ever say anything about how old he was when he started to play the guitar, or how much time he would practice? thousands of hours. It stayed with him long after Alzheimer's was advancing. So thank you for that. Yeah, this is it. A lot of people, or I say, people who do play the guitar, play a musical instrument, when they have Alzheimer's, the example with Glenn Campbell, that affects a different part of the brain, or seemingly so, because guitar, because you've built it up over thousands and thousands of hours, it's subconscious. It means that your muscle memory does, you have the idea to do it, and it does it. So once you have that idea, you don't need to now try to remember how to do it, because it's already been stored. So you've got all of that muscle memory that's happening in a different part of the brain, because it's not a conscious thing. When you learn to play particular notes, if you're playing quickly, or if you've learned particular pieces, like I was saying about learning a technical piece, if it's 3 or 4 minutes in length, that whole 3 or 4 minutes is stored. You don't have to really think about it at any point. So when you start then employing conscious thought, which is now deciding which notes to play yourself, that's the thing that comes from a different part of the brain, or at least, I'm not somebody that can medically explain it, but I just know how it feels when I'm playing, or from teaching, that I know that I could play something for 3 or 4 minutes, and I know I'm not thinking about all of that when I'm doing it. It just offloads it to subconscious muscle memory. But then if I'm playing something and extemporizing and coming up with stuff and coming up with the melody in my head as I'm playing, that is absolutely a conscious thing. And generally what will happen is you'll get to a particular point where your brain crosses over to subconscious and then conscious. And it's all about speed of playing, really. The faster you play, the more you're not thinking about it, and it's just... I'll tell you something that was a great example of this, of subconscious muscle memory. Taj Farrant, who you'll know, who I played with recently in London, when I saw a video of him playing, and Taj does break his strings quite regularly, and somehow he broke his low E string. I don't know how he did it, but anyway, he kind of grabbed it and kind of pulled it out of the way, and then continued his solo, and he went into a run from his high E string down to the B string, and this was a really fast run that he was playing, down to the G, down to the D, down to the A, and guess what happened? His fingers went to the low E string, which he knew didn't exist anymore because he just broke it and pulled it away from his guitar. So consciously he knows that the string's not there, but subconsciously his muscle memory doesn't know that. So it went down to the E string and went to play the notes that didn't exist because the string didn't exist, and then it went back up to the A string and the D string. But that's a great example of a subconscious muscle memory. It's different, so it will load up muscle memory for that string, even if the string's not there. It will just do the movement. So it is interesting to see that, but that is really it. When you are playing fast, you're not really thinking about that. Your brain just goes, right, you have the idea of, right, I'm going to play that run. Your brain loads it up, and then maybe 3 or 4 seconds later, you can maybe engage your conscious brain again and say, right, okay, now I want to play something else. And it might go into another run, which could take 3 or 4 seconds again. And then you kind of stop in with some conscious lines going on. So, yes, that's it. And, Joe is in the house. Oh, Joe, is tonight's potential Phil Jam track the same one? Oh, it is going to be a definite Phil Jam for tonight, because we've hit the likes goal. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. But is it the same one as last live stream? Because I don't know. I haven't kind of read the message. I'm going to be doing it on the laptop, which is always asleep until I wake it up at the time of the Phil Jam. So I don't know if it's the same one or not. But it is 341, and I think the last one was 340, so it might just be one that's either repeated twice. Like I said, I don't think I'll be able to tell if it's the same or not. So yeah, Joe can answer that in the live chat room. Right, let me just quickly. I don't think Glenn Campbell ever said how much he practiced or how long he practiced for. But great players either never mention it or more often than not will play it down. So he'll have great players that say, oh, I never practice, or yeah, I don't really practice. And that's an impossibility, because you can't play with subconscious muscle memory without that muscle memory learning that first. So a particular run, or sweep picking arpeggios, if you see someone who's alternate picking playing runs that are fast runs, they have practiced those runs slowly to begin with, and they might think that they don't really practice, but yeah, that they do. There's only one way to get to that point, and that is practice, and it's slowing things down and gradually speeding it up. But of course, it sounds more kind of impressive or romantic, maybe, that person, they've never practiced, and look, the guitar's on fire because they're alternate picking and shredding everyone's faces off. Faces are melting in the audience, and they've never practiced. It's physically impossible for that to happen. And the surefire way of testing that is saying to someone, okay, if you've never practiced it, flip the guitar over and play that run now left-handed. And if they haven't worked at doing that, which most people haven't, some players have, but if they haven't worked at doing that, you'll see straight away the speed that they can do it. And they'll say, well, I can't do it the same. You say, well, but you can do it the other way around, having not practiced. So now just do it this way with not practicing, because it's the same thing. It should be possible. So yeah, that's how you test straight away if someone's practiced or not. And like I said, nobody's ever picked up the guitar and are suddenly all over it with all the right muscle memory. It is an impossibility. But it is more impressive to kind of say, or it sounds more impressive to say, oh yeah, no, I don't practice. You say, well, what were you doing for 8 hours yesterday? Oh, nothing. So, because there's video here of you practicing. Oh no, I wasn't really practicing, I was just coming up with some ideas. They're just come up with a different explanation for it. But anyway, yeah, all the great players have practiced a hell of a lot. So right, where are we going here? Let me scroll up. Okay, right, there's another donation from Connie, who's donated £7 and 13 pence. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, by indoor golf I'm referring to virtual golf. You can play courses around the world and play tournaments, take lessons, and all kinds of cool stuff. Connie. So thank you for that. Now, I have played the virtual golf. So, yeah, the problem that I had with that, I mean, yeah, this is my problem with, I don't know. I think some people have this. I have this, where using the VR headset, my body can't associate the fact that I'm there, but I'm not there. So yeah, I start to feel a bit weird that I'm in this other world. So yeah, I don't know what it is like. Maybe it's like a motion sickness thing, or maybe not. But I found that yeah, maybe for some people, they say about working your way through that the more you play, then the more you then don't feel like that anymore. But yeah, for me, it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to kind of, I mean, I don't kind of play games for a long time anyway, especially kind of at all, but especially kind of in virtual reality. So yeah, I kind of don't have time for it anyway. But what I found doing the virtual golf was that there was, I don't know, it's weird that there's no feedback, and you get a perfect contact on the ball every time. rather than, taking a bit of a divot or hitting it a bit thin, and all of the feedback that you normally get from actual playing. For the little time that I did it, I thought, well, we're not really. Hitting the ball correctly each time is a huge part of golf. Getting a nice crisp contact with the ball. So if that's always happening, as much as you might think, oh look, I'm hooking the ball, oh I'm slicing the ball, so let me change my swing, oh now it's going straight. When you then go to the driving range, you might find that you're not actually hitting the ball properly. You might be towing it, or you might be hitting in front of the ball, but in the VR game that wasn't happening. So I've tried it, but it's not something that I kind of got into. But also I think it would probably be bad for my arm anyway, that it's all a bit kind of weird and there's no kind of resistance anywhere, and but some people might really enjoy it, and it's great if people can improve their game by playing on it. But for me, just something that unfortunately I think I need to get that feedback of hitting the ball and make sure that I am definitely hitting it straight in real life, rather than thinking you've nailed it on in virtual reality, and then you come to the real game and realize you haven't nailed it at all. But anyway, thank you for that, Connie. And Connie's donated £7.13 again, so thank you for that. And Connie's donated again, £7.13, so thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, you use a real club and it hits a screen, it's not VR. Oh well. So no, I've never done that. I don't know, some people have that in their house, that there's a room that's just, and for that, if you are actually hitting a ball and it gives you all the different stats and things, then that's going to be a way that you can definitely improve your game, very much more so than the virtual reality thing. I think because maybe you said virtual, that I thought it was the virtual reality, but no, the indoor golf, I guess that's what would that be called? A golf simulator, I think is what that's called. So I haven't played on a golf simulator, but I can definitely see the advantages of having one, because it really does help you to dial in everything about your swing and actually hit it straight and where you're aiming. Right, we are going to be jumping into, thank you guys for the donations, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. It looks like it's going to be Iris. Let me end the poll, and I think it is 55% of the vote. So thank you guys for requesting this over on Patreon and for voting for it as tonight's cover video. We'll jump into it and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Well, I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. When sooner or later it's over, I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Whenever there's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your eyes. When everything feels like the movies, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Whenever there's a made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
And there we have it. That was my version of Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for voting for that. We have busted out the guitar because we're going to be jumping into the Fill Jam for tonight. Oh, quickly into Picture Corner. Let me quickly organise this if it is at all possible. Let me... I don't know whether we're going to be able to grab this or not. Let me see. We'll jump in there and we'll hope that... I'm not even sure if this is going to load up. Right, let me just press on this. Okay, right. Now we've got Kevin here who's going to watch John Mellencamp, and I don't have... How can I grab this? I don't have the message on Facebook. Let me... so that I can see if there was a message with this or not. Right, let me click on that. What is it with... now on Facebook, there are people that might be doing live shows, and they're now using AI to do a picture of themselves saying, I'm going to be playing live, but it's an AI picture of them. Really weird. Anyway, yes, I've now got to the place I need to go. Kevin said, wearing my Wings of Pegasus shirt to John Mellencamp concert. Number 204. So, yeah, Kevin has, as you'll know if you've watched over the years, the amount of pictures that we've had from Kevin and him in the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt at John Mellencamp shows. So, yeah, thank you for uploading that one, Kevin and Laura, for linking me to it. And now I've got to try and navigate away from here. So there and there. Right, and let me turn this on. Let me get rid of the likeometer because something's happening in the super chat window. What did we have? Timothy, and then Plump Weasel donated $10, so thank you for that. Diamond Girl 1234 donated $5, thank you for that, and says, okay, let's hear that ridiculous solo section. Such a good cover, so thank you for that. Daisy donated $10 and says, Phil, could you sing before you learned techniques to sing well? Iris is very nice. So thank you for that. Nah, not really. No, you just, I say you, when you're learning to sing, I think because of guitar, I had the advantage of using my ear. I knew pitches, and I think maybe my ear is more sensitive to pitch. It's something that, I don't know, I have a natural propensity for being able to hear pitch accurately, which meant that I could apply that to then singing, because I knew that I wasn't doing it very well. I thought, oh, hang on, that's too far away from where I know the note should be, so then I can try and kind of teach. And again, it's muscle memory. It's teaching your vocal cords where the note is and knowing if you're below it, knowing if you're above it, and then just keep on singing it as accurately as you can over and over and over and over, and then the muscle memory starts to get the idea that, oh, you want it to be about here, and you say, yes, please, that's where I would like it. Sometimes the vocal cords still don't play ball, but as long as you can get it relatively consistent, that's the most important thing. So, anyway, we are going to be jumping into this, and that's on. This is, I don't know whether this is the same as the last one, but we're going to play over the top of it anyway. It's melodic guitar rock ballad backing track, and then in brackets D minor /69 BPM, few beats per minute fanatics, and this is from Now You Shred backing tracks, and that's the YOU in capital letters. I'm going to obviously be listening to this through the laptop. Don't know if it's going to be loud enough. I'm just trying to find the volume control just in case it's too quiet. But I'll let it start playing. Last time. Going on for longer than you think. under a minute. Oh, and there we have it. That was melodic guitar rock ballad backing track. And then in brackets D minor / 69 beats per minute BPM close bracket. And that's from Now You Shred backing tracks. So that was a bit of a mellowed out one. So hopefully you could hear that. Just thinking that did I check if everyone could hear that or not? I kind of just assumed that everyone could hear it. So yeah, hopefully you could hear that. And I don't know whether I have never really had it confirmed with Joe whether that was the same one from last time. Was it the same one? I don't know, but yeah, melodic guitar rock ballad backing track in brackets D minor / 69 BPM close bracket from Now You Shred backing tracks with the UYOU in capital letters. So I'm kind of waiting to see if Joe is going to say if that was the same one from Saturday that got interrupted because of the loading or the disconnection, or whether that was just a totally new one. In which case, yeah, I don't think we've had a repeat yet. So, so it wasn't the same one. Oh, okay, so there you go. I wouldn't know anyway. But that was a new one, not the one from Saturday, because I know that some people said, "Oh, can you do that one again?" Because we missed out a section of it on Saturday. But yeah, I'm not too worried about going back and doing other ones. Like I said, it's a bit different when you might know the track. Maybe we can do it in the future, because like I said, I can't remember them anyway. So yeah, maybe in a few weeks time, a few months time, we can load it up again and see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night. Look out for that one. That's going to be released at 8 p.m. British summertime. I always automatically say Greenwich Mean Time, but yeah, if you could watch that video, would be very much appreciated. But I'm going to be here live streaming again on Saturday night, so if you could join me then, that would be great as well, because we'll be looking for every single thumbs up that we can get to hit the likes goal and bust out the guitar again and have another jam. So all that's left for me to say is try to stay as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. I was just making sure that we're up to date with everything, and yeah, I think we are. So yeah, make sure sanity is the most important thing. Stay safe, and I will catch you guys at tomorrow night's video. So I will see you there. Rock!